Just a few days after Canon's worldwide launch of its new EOS R5 mirrorless photo-video camera, I was lucky enough to try it for the realization of some of my television works. This was possible thanks to Canon Italy and Adcom Bologna, that provided me with both the new R5 and a whole series of important lenses, including the new RF lens mount, thanks to which I was able to work with this new photo-video camera at its highest potential. I was actually very lucky because not only was I able to try the new R5, but I also managed to take it underwater. And probably the underwater images filmed by me in these weeks are among the first ones, if not the very first ones, that have ever been filmed with the R5. I like to underline the fact that I was able to go underwater with the new R5 so quickly, not because being the first, the second, or the third would make me win any prize, but because it allowed me to adequately introduce the Easy Drive underwater system that I used for my filming. To be precise, I used the Leo3 housing with a polycarbonate dome port and the Revolution illuminators. The lens mounted on the R5 inside the Leo3 was the Canon EF 1635f 2.8 with the EF-RF adapter. I also like to remind that our travel companion was a dive shot, the Easy Dive case that allows you to bring your smartphone underwater. Therefore, all the images in which you see me filming with the Leo3 and the R5 were shot with the dive shot and an iPhone X. If Easy Dive was able to send a brand new mirrorless camera underwater that was not yet available from retailers, it's because its system is based on the universality of its housings. This characteristic of the Easy Dive underwater system makes it unique in the world. In fact, it's the only one able to house all those photo-video cameras that have, more or less, the shape of a mirrorless. It may seem insignificant, but this is the revolutionary idea that allowed Easy Dive to send the new R5 underwater just a few days after its worldwide launch. All the Easy Dive engineers had to do, in fact, was to regulate the base that allows the camera to be housed inside the housing, and that makes the two systems communicate via Wi-Fi. Because the controls are not mechanical, there is no lever that physically presses against the internal camera keys, but they communicate via Wi-Fi. The dives took place in some particular and a bit complicated sites. But these sites are also very interesting and fascinating. They were selected because they're the subjects of some television works that I'm making. The first underwater shooting sessions were held in the lake of Postafibreno in central Italy, a lake that is well known to many divers with waters that are cold but also incredibly transparent. This lake was chosen because I needed to film a small underwater sediment avalanche. And probably that of the Postafibreno lake is the most beautiful sediment in the world. I did exactly the opposite of what any diver does while diving and tries to avoid lifting the sediment at all costs. But I absolutely needed to film this sediment that was rising for a small cinematic project. And I also needed a sediment that was very scenic. Thanks to the manageability and ease of use of the Leo3 with the R5 inside, I entered into the sediment several times, which I had previously turned over with my fins, managing to shoot particular and also quite fascinating images. Exactly what I needed for my cinematographic project. Despite my passion for lakes and cold waters, I also brought the Leo3 and the R5 below the surface of the sea. And I did it in two quite different situations. The first one was when I was at the Tenue di Chioggia, a formation that can almost be considered a reef of the upper Adriatic Sea. It's certainly not built by corals, but by many tiny encrusting algae. The second one was that of the wreck of Paguro, an Eni platform that sank in 1965, always in the Adriatic. Two sessions that I considered complicated from a filmic point of view because the visibility and shooting conditions are rarely favorable. Easy Dive's revolutionary underwater illuminators also played a very important role in all this, not only because they are very powerful and dimmable in 3 different positions, but also because they provide a really relevant quality of light. In short, my opinion of the EOS R5 and Easy Dive Leo3 duo can only be extremely positive. I'm saying it from a totally professional perspective. Thanks to these two tools, I managed to create the images that I needed and that I was looking for, and that you'll see on TV soon.